For over 20 years, One Piece fans have been passionately debating a single question: which devil fruit is the strongest and most powerful in the entire series? With there being devil fruits that are able to level islands, even manipulate the very fabric of life, and embody the forces of nature itself, the possibilities are endless. As Dr. Vegapunk had once explained, every devil fruit is born from someone's dream. If a person has ever imagined it, then there's a devil fruit that can make it a reality. But with the sheer number of devil fruits that have been introduced within One Piece, determining which one is truly the strongest is no easy task. Each devil fruit comes with its own unique strengths and weaknesses. They each excel under specific conditions while faltering in others. Some dominate in direct combat situations while others manipulate environments, and a few can even bend the laws of life and death. In this video, I'll be comparing every devil fruit category from Logia to Mythical Zoan to even Ancient Zoan, as well as some of the most powerful Paramecia and regular Zoan devil fruits. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know which devil fruit stands above the rest as the most powerful within the series. Now before the video begins, only 10% of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed to the channel, so if you do enjoy these One Piece videos, then do subscribe for even more content just like this. One of the biggest challenges while ranking devil fruits is separating the power of the fruit itself from the strength of the person wielding it. A user possessing haki on the level of a Marine Admiral or a Yonko will always be formidable, no matter how average their devil fruit may appear to be. On the flip side, a devil fruit with incredible potential can appear underwhelming if it's in the hands of someone who is weak or inexperienced. For this reason, this ranking is going to be evaluating each devil fruit based purely upon its own merits, independent of the user. This means that even if a devil fruit looks spectacular in the story, it won't be placed very high if it requires years of mastery or very specific conditions to unlock its full potential. Ease of use, raw power, versatility, and battlefield application will all matter just as much as flashy displays of power. There's also the issue of incomplete information. Some devil fruits are so mysterious that it's hard to judge their true capabilities. As One Piece continues, we are bound to learn more about the devil fruits, whether if it's their game-breaking weaknesses or some incredible hidden powers that they possess. These upcoming revelations could cause some of the devil fruits to skyrocket in ranking or to crash to the very bottom. For now, we're working with all of the information that we have on hand. So beginning the list with one of the most extraordinary but controversial Logia type devil fruits in the One Piece universe, this is the Yami Yami no Mi. This devil fruit, wielded by none other than Blackbeard, has sparked endless debates and theories amongst fans, not just because of its power, but because it completely subverts what we typically expect from a Logia devil fruit. In fact, its mechanics are so unusual that some fans question whether if it truly even belongs within the Logia category. Unlike traditional Logia users who are able to transform into their element to avoid damage, the Yami Yami no Mi comes with a striking drawback. It doesn't grant intangibility. Instead, it is able to absorb attacks directly into the body of the user, amplifying the pain and physical damage that the user takes. This is a vulnerability that no other Logia possesses, thus making Blackbeard unable to fully meld with the element of darkness in the same way that others like Ace or Smoker can with their fire or smoke. So why would such a dangerous weakness exist? This is because the trade-off is absolute control over gravity and darkness. Blackbeard is able to summon overwhelming gravitational forces which can draw in anything within range. This includes people, objects, and even entire towns, as he can crush them all with sheer force. He demonstrated this devastating power when he dragged in the Whitebeard Pirates 2nd Division commander, Podcasty Ace, with ease. Once something is absorbed by his darkness, Blackbeard can release it violently as obliterated wreckage, similar in nature to the Numa Numa no Mi, though far more destructive. Now what truly sets the Yami Yami no Mi apart is its ability to nullify other devil fruits through physical contact. This isn't the same as clashing with haki, as it completely shuts down an opponent's Devil Fruit powers as if they never consumed one at all. The conditions for this nullification remain unclear. For instance, Blackbeard was unable to cancel Whitebeard's power even while touching him. This may suggest the effect requires focus, intent, or a specific contact point, possibly his hands. Still, we've seen Luffy's powers being nullified with just a grab of his clothes, indicating that direct skin-to-skin contact may not be required. There's also widespread speculation that the Yami Yami no Mi is tied to Blackbeard's unnatural ability to wield multiple Devil Fruits, although no official explanation has confirmed this yet, and if this is true, it could make this Devil Fruit far more broken than we currently understand. Despite the drawback of receiving amplified damage from all attacks, the Yami Yami no Mi's sheer versatility in manipulating gravity, darkness, and cancelling Devil Fruits is terrifying. Even if the ability to possess multiple Devil Fruits is never proven to be linked to it, this fruit still earns its place amongst the most powerful Devil Fruits in the series thanks to the raw scale of its destructive and disruptive capabilities. Next on our list of the strongest Devil Fruits, we have the Mera Mera no Mi, also known as the Flame Fruit. Originally it was wielded by the beloved Portgasty Ace, but it's now in the hands of Sabo, the chief staff of the Revolutionary Army. As one of the most iconic Logia type fruits in the series, it grants its user the ability to create, manipulate, and transform into fire, as the user harnesses the destructive nature of flames in a variety of powerful ways. Fire as an element serves as a natural counter to many other abilities in the One Piece world. The Mera Mera no Mi's flames are capable of burning away the smoke that is produced by the Moku Moku no Mi, and they can even melt the ice generated by Aokiji's Hie Hie no Mi. This highlights its effectiveness even against top tier admirals, as this elemental superiority makes it especially useful in battle. However, the Mera Mera no Mi is not without its limitations. The fruit's most infamous weakness was revealed during the Battle of Marineford, when Akainu's Magu Magu no Mi overpowered Ace's flames. This was pretty obvious because magma burns at a higher temperature than fire, so it rendered Ace's abilities ineffective in a direct combat scenario. Ace was also defeated by Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi, which had countered his flames, and while this loss could be linked more to the overwhelming nature of the Darkness Fruit or Blackbeard's Haki, the outcome still highlights a key vulnerability that the Mera Mera no Mi can be overwhelmed by more powerful or unique abilities. Despite this, the fruit boasts an incredibly diverse set of fire-based techniques, with Ace's signature attack Fire Fist, which is not only one of the most memorable moves in One Piece, but it's also earned him the title Fire Fist Ace. He also showcased the ability to conjure a giant flaming crucifix, which is capable of delivering substantial damage to formidable opponents like Blackbeard. Additionally, Ace used a visually stunning technique that released glowing ember-like fireflies, which exploded on command. This adds an element of finesse to his otherwise explosive combat style. The peak of Ace's power was likely the Great Flame Commandment, which is a colossal fireball shaped like the sun, which he used to challenge Blackbeard's darkness head-on. Although this technique was ultimately overwhelmed by the Yami Yami no Mi, the sheer size and destructive potential of the attack left a dramatic impression, with its impact resonating across the battlefield. The Mera Mera no Mi is undeniably a powerful Devil Fruit. Its range of offensive capabilities, elemental dominance over numerous other fruits, and the sheer visual spectacle that it offers makes it a standout Logia fruit. However, it does have clear counters, and it lacks unconventional or utility-based abilities that go beyond its core fire-based destruction. While it's definitely one of the strongest and most iconic Devil Fruits in One Piece, it falls just short of claiming the very top spot in terms of raw power and versatility. Next, we have an unconventional but intriguing Logia type Devil Fruit, and this is the Mori Mori no Mi, which is wielded by Admiral Aramaki. Unlike normal Logia users who embody and manipulate elemental forces like fire, lightning, or ice, Aramaki's powers are rooted in nature itself, granting him full control over plant life in all its forms. What sets this Devil Fruit apart is its sheer versatility. Nomi. Aramaki isn't confined to manipulating a single type of vegetation, he can summon sprawling forests, as he can entangle foes with massive vines, bloom giant flowers, and even weaponize roots and branches for both offense and defense. The speed and scale at which he generates plant life is staggering. Even in lifeless, desolate terrain, Aramaki is able to rapidly cover the environment with lush greenery, overwhelming his surroundings within seconds. But these plants aren't just cosmetic. One of the fruit's most dangerous effects is dehydration. Aramaki can extract moisture directly from living beings, sapping their energy and leaving them immobilized. We saw this during his confrontation with King and Queen of the Beast pirates, where despite their injuries, Aramaki effortlessly incapacitated them by draining their hydration, rendering them helpless. The Mori Mori no Mi also offers a range of utility-based abilities beyond combat. Since Aramaki's body is composed of plant matter, he no longer requires food, as he relies instead on sunlight and water, mimicking photosynthesis. He can take flight by sprouting a giant flower from his back, using it like a helicopter rotor, and if he is injured, he can even regenerate from a sapling, essentially regrowing his body from scratch. These regenerative and sustainable traits give Aramaki incredible longevity and resilience. Despite its overwhelming strength, the Mori Mori no Mi does have a notable weakness, which is fire. Aramaki claims to have conditioned himself to endure flames, but his plant-based composition still makes him vulnerable to powerful fire-based attacks. Against adversaries with mastery over fire, this fruit's otherwise dominant abilities may well be countered. So overall, the Mori Mori no Mi is a devastatingly effective fruit with extensive range and versatility, but its susceptibility to fire means that it is not invincible, especially against some of the strongest fighters out there, so this weakness keeps it from claiming a higher spot on this list. The next devil fruit is often underestimated. It's the Gasu Gasu no Mi, which is consumed by Caesar Clown. This devil fruit grants the user control over all gases, giving Caesar an impressive level of intangibility. He can even shrink his entire body to fit inside of a flask, making him exceptionally good at stealth and evasion. Among the Logia fruits, this one leans most heavily into the concept of true intangibility. The Gasu Gasu no Mi shines in two primary areas. These are poison and explosions. Caesar can generate toxic gases potent enough to incapacitate or even kill opponents, and this isn't even mentioning its ability to create devastating explosions. While the blasts require an external spark to ignite, he can manipulate the oxygen levels in an area in order to control the explosion's power. This ability to alter oxygen concentration also neutralizes fire, countering one of the fruit's key weaknesses. Caesar has proven how lethal his devil fruit can be, like when he had deprived Luffy of oxygen, leaving him defenseless. However, the effectiveness of this devil fruit has a limited range, which means that Caesar needs to rely on clever tactics. Once an enemy understands its mechanics, the fruit's impact is significantly reduced. It lacks the overwhelming destructive force of many other Logia fruits, so the Gasu Gasu no Mi depends on situational advantages. Its potential is enormous, but its limitations keep it from being any higher on this list. Speaking of massive potential, our next devil fruit is one which offers its user the ability to defeat their enemies with a single touch. This is the Hobi Hobi no Mi. This fruit was eaten by Sugar of Doflamingo's crew, and it gives its user the horrifying power to transform other living beings into toys. This power comes with a host of additional abilities that make the fruit exceptionally dangerous, including mind and memory manipulation, as well as an unexpected benefit of eternal youth. The most direct and well-known effect of the Hobi Hobi no Mi is the ability to change people or animals into toys with a single touch. Once transformed, the user can impose a binding contract on the victims, compelling them to obey any orders given, even against their will. Victims who become toys lose their original physical capabilities, becoming limited to the strengths and weaknesses of their toy forms. This often means that a target has a significant significant reduction in power and effectiveness, as even giants are shrunk down to sizes smaller than the average human, and any devil fruit powers also become unusable. One of the most terrifying aspects of the Hobi Hobi no Mi's power is the erasure of the victim's existence from the memories of everybody else. This effect is instantaneous and all-encompassing. Even those who witness the transformation firsthand will immediately forget the victim, instead believing that the toy appeared out of nowhere. This feature ensures that there is no one to remember or rescue the victims, making the power even more insidious. In addition to the transformative powers, the Hobi Hobi no Mi grants the user eternal youth. The aging process halts upon consumption of the fruit, allowing the user to remain physically young forever. This aspect of the fruit's power appears to extend to the victims as well, as toys do not seem to age or change physically after being transformed. The one caveat that we have to discuss while talking about this devil fruit is that it does not guarantee victory against those who are considerably stronger than the user. We had seen this in the Wano arc, as Haki trumps all. Both Big Mom and Kaido had proven that they were able to withstand the devil fruit abilities of the Ope Ope no Mi wielded by Law, with Law explaining that their Haki was so great that it allowed them to overpower the influence of his devil fruit. The same would likely hold true with the Hobi Hobi no Mi, with anyone of superior Haki to the user being unaffected by the transformation and therefore rendering the abilities of the devil fruit useless. Of course, this would also mean that if this devil fruit found its way into the hands of someone already impressive with Haki, then that individual would be pretty much unstoppable, as they are capable of effectively removing anyone from existence, including all memories of them with just a single touch. So while yes, this is an overpowered devil fruit, it is extremely situational, and I don't think that it's the strongest devil fruit by a long shot. Now we step into the realm where devil fruits possess power that borders on the divine, as we start with the Inu Inu no Mi model Okuchi no Makami. This mythical Zoan devil fruit was wielded by Yamato, and it transforms its user into the legendary Okuchi no Makami, a sacred guardian beast based on the now extinct Japanese wolf. It is revered as a protector in parts of ancient Japan. This wolf's legacy was honored and feared, and the devil fruit's abilities reflect this legacy amazingly. Kaido himself had proclaimed that this devil fruit is the embodiment of Wano's very own guardian deity. The Inu Inu no Mi grants its user two primary forms, a hybrid and a full transformation. In its hybrid form, Yamato manifests attributes of the wolf deity, acquiring claws which are sharp enough to slice through even the most formidable of opponents, and fangs which can rip through anyone, as Yamato's power swells to a level where she is able to engage in a fierce battle against her father Kaido, who at the time had also taken on his hybrid form. Seeing Yamato hold her own against the King of Beasts is a testament to this devil fruit's immense capabilities. However, strength and agility are but the foundation of this devil fruit's might, as the user of this devil fruit can wield the chilling force of ice itself. Yamato demonstrated this by generating and manipulating ice to form offensive attacks and defensive shields, reinforcing her combat abilities. This icy power is versatile, as it manifests even when Yamato remains in a human form, as it allows her to seamlessly incorporate elemental power into her fighting style. This trait ensures that even when Yamato isn't fully transformed, she is still a lethal threat on the battlefield, capable of adapting to any situation. We're continuing with another mythical Zoan fruit, and this is the Hebi Hebi no Mi model Yamata no Orochi. This fruit was introduced during the Wano arc, and it transformed its previous owner, Kurazumi Orochi, into a beast out of a legend. The Yamato no Orochi is a 8-headed serpent from Japanese mythology. It's both revered and feared. It's a monster of such formidable presence that its very name sends shivers down spines. This devil fruit grants its user the ability to transform into this 8-headed serpent. Each of the serpent's heads act independently, allowing the user to attack multiple enemies at the same time or launch a relentless multi-angled assault on a single opponent. While Orochi himself never truly realized the fruit's combat potential, instead he opted to use his terrifying form to instill fear and exert dominance, the power lying dormant within the fruit is undeniable. In the hands of a warrior capable of strategic and synchronized combat, the Yamato no Orochi transformation could become a nightmarish force. Trying to decapitate an Orochi user is near impossible, as all 8 heads of the serpent must be severed for the user to be killed. This next devil fruit that we'll be discussing is another one that is wielded by a marine admiral, and this case is Admiral Fujitora. The main ability of his Zushi Zushi no Mi is the power to generate and control immense gravitational forces, which can lift and move anything from scattered debris to massive battleships, as Fujitora has been shown to effortlessly toss them around like they weigh nothing at all. What's even more impressive is the range of this gravity manipulation. It is so vast that the user can literally summon meteors from the highest reaches of the sky, potentially even pulling them in from outer space. Fujitora is also able to generate gravity in any direction that he chooses, including horizontally. The user can even simulate flight by lifting himself on a rock platform, or to levitate entire ships with his crew on board. He is also able to manage multiple gravitational fields at once, keeping an entire island's worth of rubble suspended in the air while simultaneously launching concentrated gravity attacks. Now, even devil fruits with powers that are this insane come with limitations. The gravitational forces of this devil fruit can be interrupted if Fujitora is attacked, so while the gravity can be overwhelming, there's a way out if the opponent can target the user directly. Another key weakness lies in the fact that exceptionally strong opponents or sturdy objects can resist the gravitational pull. If someone has the sheer physical strength to anchor themselves, then they may just be able to fight against being dragged away or crushed. Lastly, the user of this devil fruit cannot manipulate their own body directly with the gravitational forces. This creates strategic limitations despite the overwhelming strength of the Zushi Zushi no Mi. Next, we have what many may consider the peak of ancient Zoan devil fruits which have been revealed thus far, and this is the Ryu Ryu no Mi model Pteranodon. This devil fruit that was eaten by King had its potential magnified by his already fearsome heritage as a Lunarian. Before delving into the power and capabilities bestowed by this devil fruit, it's critical to clarify that King's abilities to produce flames and his remarkable near invulnerability are inherent traits of his Lunarian lineage, and it has nothing to do with the Ryu Ryu no Mi. So this devil fruit transforms King into a massive winged creature from the ancient world. This form allows King to fly as he gains unparalleled mobility in the sky. The hide of the Pteranodon is thick and resilient as it rivals that of a dragon's, as King now has exceptional durability, which is rare even amongst the strongest of ancient Zoan devil fruits. The most devastating weapon from this devil fruit is its elongated beak, which is sharp, unyielding, and capable of piercing through defenses with ruthless efficiency. Now, speed truly defines the power of this devil fruit, as King's aerial velocity rivals even Sanji at his peak when using the raid suit, clearly highlighting this devil fruit as the fastest amongst its ancient Zoan counterparts. This agility combined with the brutal force of a razor-sharp beak enables the user to execute aerial dives and slashing attacks which are powerful enough to break through the defenses of the most sturdiest of opponents. King is also able to retract the massive beak backward before releasing it in a slingshot-like motion. This sudden burst of power transforms the beak into a deadly high-speed projectile, dealing insane amounts of damage upon impact. His wings are also powerful weapons as they can generate cutting wind slashes which slice through the air, and they are strong enough to withstand and clash against sword strikes. Defensively, the wings can wrap around the user, forming an impenetrable shield capable of blocking even the most powerful assaults without sustaining damage. The Ryu Ryu no Mi model Pteranodon stands unrivaled amongst the ancient Zoan devil fruits, granting a perfect blend of speed, aerial dominance, durability, and offensive power. This devil fruit offers versatility both in combat and strategy, as it embodies the relentless and unyielding spirit of a creature that had once ruled the skies. Next up, we have a devil fruit that has already been referred to by some characters within One Piece to be the ultimate devil fruit. This of course is the Ope Ope no Mi. This fruit grants its user the miraculous ability to cure any illness, even those considered to be incurable, and it can even grant eternal eternal life, though at the cost of the Devil Fruit user's life. The Ope Ope no Mi has a range of combat applications, from internal attacks, the separation of body parts, effective teleportation within its zone of control, the ability to remove an opponent's heart. Law is able to hold their life literally in his hands. The strengths of the Ope Ope no Mi are numerous, and it contains far too many techniques for them to be covered here. While the eternal youth surgery offered by the Ope Ope no Mi is incredible, it is also useless to the wielder of the Devil Fruit. Because of the extremely varied range of abilities and the uniqueness of the techniques offered by the Ope Ope no Mi, it is for this reason that it's pretty high up on this list. The Goro Goro no Mi stands out as one of the most elite Logia type Devil Fruits, with the Nika Robin herself having commented on its near invincibility. This fruit grants its user with the powerful ability to generate, manipulate, and become lightning itself, establishing its reputation as one of the most powerful and fearsome Devil Fruits in the series. The upper threshold of this Devil Fruit's power is awe-inspiring, with a maximum output of 200 million volts, which is equivalent to the devastating force of natural lightning. To put this into perspective, even a few hundred volts are often fatal to humans in real-life scenarios. The Goro Goro no Mi's raw electrical force allows its user to discharge overwhelming and large-scale attacks, easily destroying their opponents. The wielder is also able to harness storm clouds and other conductive surfaces in order to amplify the devastation. This devastating potential renders any opponent vulnerable, as even a single touch from the user's electric body delivers a crippling shock. When it comes to speed, the Goro Goro no Mi ranks just below the Pika Pika no Mi, which is wielded by Admiral Kizaru, placing it amongst the fastest abilities ever seen. The user's speed is equivalent to lightning itself, which enables near instantaneous travel over vast distances, thus making its user unmatched when it comes to mobility and evasiveness. The combination of near unrivaled speed and lethal power makes the user a nearly unstoppable force. The Goro Goro no Mi boasts a surprising range of versatile and niche abilities beyond just raw destruction. One such technique is similar to a built-in defibrillator, with the user able to jumpstart their own heart or even another person's by delivering an electric shock which can potentially revive themselves from an otherwise fatal situation. This life-saving skill highlights the adaptability of this Devil Fruit. The user is also able to create powerful concussive forces by rapidly heating the air, simulating a thunderclap. This attack, while not as lethal as a lightning strike, is still capable of significant impact, capable of disorientating or damaging foes in a wide radius. One of this Devil Fruit's most impressive benefits lies in its synergy with observation haki. By using their electrical powers to read electromagnetic waves, the user is able to perceive activity across vast distances, sometimes spanning multiple islands. This amazing ability allows them to pinpoint exact locations, actions, and even eavesdrop on conversations. It also provides a strategic advantage by drastically expanding the user's awareness and the range of their attacks. This near omniscient level of awareness is only rivaled by the most advanced forms of observation haki, thus making it very difficult to surprise or ambush attack the user of the Goro Goro no Mi. This Devil Fruit appears to be almost invincible, but it does have one critical vulnerability. Its attacks are ineffective against non-conductive materials like rubber. This seemingly minor weakness proved pivotal when Enel had faced off against Luffy, who is immune to lightning due to his rubber-based body. Beyond this limitation, there are no apparent weaknesses for this Devil Fruit, making its user exceptionally difficult to defeat. Next up, we have a Devil Fruit that is quite hard to rank on this list, and it's the Toshi Toshi no Mi, which is wielded by Jewelry Bonnie. The core strength of this Devil Fruit lies in its complete control over the aging process. Now we're talking about the user being able to accelerate or reverse the age of anything and everything, whether if it's themselves, other people, animals, or even inanimate objects. The user can alter their own appearance at will, creating disguises that make them virtually unrecognizable. But it's not just about appearances here, as the Devil Fruit user can completely incapacitate their opponents by aging them decades forward, transforming them into frail elderly figures or regressing them into small helpless children. The real strength of this devil fruit lies in its user's ability to transform into any conceivable future version of themselves by aging themselves forward in time. The devil fruit user is able to bypass all typical physical limitations and to craft forms limited only by their own imagination. The imaginative aspect is advantageous for children, as young minds with their boundless creativity and ability to dream up almost anything are able to tap into the fruit's power in ways that adults might not even consider. Their unrestrained, vivid imaginations would be able to unlock forms that are truly powerful. So in essence, this devil fruit's abilities aren't just about aging, they're about reinventing reality itself through the lens of what the user dares to dream up. Because of this, the Toshi Toshi no Mi falls into an unusual position for this list, as it's theoretically as strong as or as weak as the user believes it to be. It is entirely possible for the wielder of this devil fruit to imagine a future in which they wield the most powerful devil fruit in the entire world, and for a limited time that will then be the case. The powerfulness of this devil fruit entirely relies on the user maintaining the belief that there is a possible future in which what they are trying to achieve would happen. The second that this belief falters, so does their devil fruit power. This makes it effectively an impossible devil fruit to scale. If they fight an opponent with ice powers, it's possible for them to envision a future where they have fire powers. If they fight an opponent who happens to be a giant, it's possible for them to envision a future where they are an even bigger, stronger giant. This devil fruit is literally limited only by the user's imagination. However, since all external transformations are temporary, and since any internal transformations have the minor limitation of relying on the imagination and belief of the devil fruit user, I do think that the Toshi Toshi no Mi can only be ranked among the very strongest devil fruits there are, as opposed to being considered the very strongest. Next, we have a devil fruit that has been wielded by not just one but two Yonko. I'm of course talking about the Gura Gura no Mi, the legendary devil fruit held by both Whitebeard and Blackbeard. Oda himself has declared that he considers the Gura Gura no Mi to be the strongest of all Paramecia devil fruits, and it is clear as to why he says this. The Gura Gura no Mi grants the user the ability to generate powerful vibrations and shockwaves which can travel through any medium. This includes the ground, seafloor, and even air. These shockwaves can cause devastating earthquakes, tsunamis, and even air ruptures, making this devil fruit capable of large-scale destruction. This devil fruit user can also manipulate intangible elements like the air, cracking and pulling it to create precise shockwaves that can devastate targets or even repel attacks. The abilities of the Gura Gura no Mi provide both offensive and defensive versatility, allowing Whitebeard or Blackbeard to alter the battlefield and inflict immense damage. The devastation which Whitebeard had brought about during the Marineford War is a thing of legend, with the entire island being torn apart by his blows. Former Fleet Admiral Sengoku himself had stated that with the Gura Gura no Mi, Whitebeard possesses the power to destroy the world itself. While the applications of this devil fruit and the abilities that come from it are slightly more straightforward than many of the devil fruits covered in this list, that doesn't change the fact that in terms of outright power, there are very few that even come close to the Gura Gura no Mi, and in that regard, this fruit's simplicity can also be seen as a benefit, as there are also nearly no drawbacks or circumstances which limit this fruit as a result. The Gura Gura no Mi is a catalyst of pure destruction, and undoubtedly it is one of the strongest devil fruits in existence. We're now reaching the upper levels of the Logia type devil fruits, as we're beginning with the Hie Hie no Mi, which is wielded by none other than the former Admiral Aokiji. It is critical to acknowledge that when discussing characters as powerful as Aokiji, distinguishing between the inherent strength of the individual and the abilities granted by their devil fruit can become challenging. Nevertheless, the feats that have been showcased by Aokiji stand amongst the most impressive in One Piece. Just consider the sheer scale of Aokiji's abilities. He once froze an entire stretch of ocean between two landmasses near Long Ring Long Land, transforming a boundless sea into a solid path of ice. At Marineford, his swift freezing of massive tsunami waves was nothing short of breathtaking. His battle with Akainu left an entire island, Punkazad, permanently transformed, splitting it into a frozen wasteland and a blazing volcanic hellscape. These grand displays of elemental control set the Hie Hie no Mi apart from lesser devil fruits. While this fruit may not allow the user to turn intangible, as ice is a solid substance, it compensates with a unique form of resilience. Aokiji can reassemble himself from shattered ice, mirroring the refreezing process of water into ice. This adaptation can be a tactical advantage. During the Marineford War, Aokiji reshaped his ice form in order to create a hole in his chest so that he could avoid a haki-infused stab from Whitebeard. The freezing ability of the Hie Hie no Mi is devastatingly swift and precise, as Aokiji had frozen Doflamingo in an instant as he intervened from a considerable distance in order to protect Smoker. This near instantaneous effect, coupled with the ability to freeze vast expanses, ensures that the Hie Hie no Mi commands both fear and respect. However, we do need to consider a key limitation. The ice must have a point of origin from Aokiji's body, requiring direct contact with a surface or a continuous line of ice in order to reach its target. This limitation can be circumvented as seen in his battle at Longring Longland, where the range of his freezing expanded exponentially once contact was made. Aokiji excels in close range combat, where a mere touch from his frozen form can spell doom for an opponent, rapidly encasing them in ice. But one of his devil fruit's most greatest assets is its ability to freeze bodies of water. This is a key advantage for any devil fruit user, as he's able to cycle across frozen seas. Aokiji has turned this power into a mode of efficient, almost leisurely travel, defying the sea's inherent dangers to devil fruit users. Despite its overwhelming strengths, the Hie Hie no Mi is not without vulnerabilities. It falters against fire and heat based abilities, obviously, as demonstrated by Aokiji's stalemate with Ace and his eventual defeat at Akainu's hands. These elemental clashes emphasize that the power of the user remains a significant factor even when wielding a fruit of this level. Now we turn our attention to the Magu Magu no Mi, wielded by Fleet Admiral Akainu. Deciding whether if this devil fruit deserves the title of the strongest Logia fruit has been the subject of a lot of debate. Even Oda himself has confirmed that the Magu Magu no Mi possesses one of the highest offensive powers of any devil fruit ever introduced. This is a staggering endorsement from the author, though this does not definitively mean that it is outright the strongest. This is one of the select few devil fruits that has been confirmed to be superior to another. I'm of course talking about the Mera Mera no Mi, which was previously wielded by Ace. The destructive force of Akainu's magma is insane. It's capable of incinerating and melting anything in its path, as it's literally an unstoppable wave of liquid fire. Unlike the Hie Hie no Mi, which grants Aokiji the ability to freeze water so that he can travel or even form makeshift limbs, Aokainu's devil fruit seems singularly focused on destruction. The power of magma is immense, but it demands to be wielded by a user of equal ferocity and strength in order to harness its full potential. Aokainu's dominance over Aokiji on Punk Hazard, despite the latter's versatile powers, is a testament to Aokainu's superior strength and tenacity rather than a mere victory of elements. The Magu Magu no Mi is a fearsome devil fruit even without any additional capabilities because of its unparalleled offensive power. When combined with Akainu's relentless and ruthless nature, it becomes a weapon of absolute devastation. However, in the grand scheme of devil fruit abilities, versatility can be as valuable as raw might, and the absence of secondary benefits does raise questions about the fruit's strategic flexibility. Still, this devil fruit's monstrous potential ensures that it stands as one of the most terrifying powers in the series. Finally, we are arriving at the devil fruit that might well be considered the pinnacle of all Logia devil fruits. This is the Pika Pika no Mi. This was consumed by Admiral Kizaru. This devil fruit stands out amongst its peers not merely for the impressive array of abilities that it grants its user, but for the sheer elegance and terrifying potency for which it unleashes them. Light itself becomes Kizaru's domain, granting him some of the most devastating offensive and defensive abilities in the series. One of the devil fruit's most awe-inspiring strengths lies in its blinding speed. By embodying light, Kizaru can accelerate to the speed of light itself, creating attacks that strike with insane force. On the battlefield, this incredible velocity means that Kizaru's movements and attacks are nearly impossible to track, let alone dodge, unless one possesses equally miraculous reaction times. The amplification of force through light speed acceleration makes his blows catastrophic, with his strikes leaving opponents struggling not only to defend but even to comprehend what just happened. Kizaru's mastery over light allows him to fire concentrated laser beams from his hands, feet, fingers, and even his eyes. These beams detonate into massive explosions upon impact, destroying obstacles in their path with startling efficiency. The power of these lasers was so impressive that Dr. Vegapunk himself sought to replicate them, integrating similar technology into the Pacifista and later the Seraphim. These lasers have become a trademark feature of Vegapunk's creations, as they are a testament to the lethality and precision of Kizaru's abilities. Kizaru is also able to generate bursts of light to bind his opponents, creating openings for a lethal strike. He can also fashion a solid blade of pure light, wielding it with devastating finesse, as demonstrated in his clash against the legendary Silver's Rayleigh. These diverse applications make him a powerful opponent, prepared for both close quarters and long-range combat. Even more amazing than this are Kizaru's light-based clones. These are seen when he splits into radiant particles that appear to act with autonomy. Whether if these are illusions born of his incomprehensible speed, or if they are actual clones that he has created, remains to be ambiguous, but their mere existence adds an insane edge to his arsenal of abilities. Despite all of this Devil Fruit does have its limitations. The Pika Pika no Mi's flaws, though few, are notable. Achieving light speed acceleration appears to require a brief moment of concentration, as shown when Silver's Rayleigh intercepted Kizaru before he could annihilate the Straw Hat crew. This delay, however slight, proves that even light can be intercepted by extraordinary opponents. Additionally, Sanji was shown to deflect Kizaru's seemingly unavoidable laser beams, an unprecedented feat that he had achieved, funnily enough, through the power of love. Kizaru was actually astonished by what Sanji had done, and this speaks volumes because he usually has an unbothered demeanor, thus proving that he was actually caught off guard by this turn of events. Despite these minor inconveniences, the Pika Pika no Mi is still unrivaled. This Devil Fruit's unprecedented speed enhances the ferocity of every attack, while its destructive lasers, binding flashes, and potential for creating clones makes Kizaru a nightmare to face off against. Although it might lack the raw destructive scale of the Magu Magu no Mi or the environmental impact of the Hie Hie no Mi, in a one-on-one confrontation, the Pika Pika no Mi likely offers a near unmatched advantage. Next, we have the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix. This mythical Zoan type Devil Fruit was eaten by Mako the Phoenix, as it allows him to transform, as Mako embodies the legendary Phoenix, a creature steeped in myth and associated with regeneration and rebirth, and the Devil Fruit bestows a range of abilities which are both impressive and dangerous. This Devil Fruit's most remarkable attribute is its exceptional healing factor, a regenerative power that appears to be unique among all Devil Fruits. Unlike a typical Logia, whose elemental form allows attacks to pass through unscathed, Mako's body is not intangible. Instead, he instantly heals from nearly any damage that he sustains, making it appear as though attacks are nullified. This amazing recovery even works when damage is inflicted under the effects of Sea Stone, meaning Mako can heal once his abilities are restored. These feats make him one of the most durable characters in the entire series. However, this regenerative power is not without its limits. When Mako's stamina wanes, his healing slows down, and so does his ability to recover. He can be caught off guard, as demonstrated when Kizaru landed a sudden severe attack that Mako could not heal from immediately. This suggests that the more prepared Mako is, the faster that he can recover from injury. Beyond self-healing, Mako is also able to extend his flames to others, providing a degree of healing to his allies, although the effect is less powerful. Additionally, the Tori Tori no Mi offers Mako a suite of other abilities. He can assume both a hybrid and a full phoenix form, soaring through the skies with majestic blue flames. These flames, though burning fiercely, do not emit heat unless Mako wishes them to, protecting his comrades from harm. His talons become razor-sharp weapons, capable of tearing through even the toughest of defenses, as Mako also displays an unprecedented mastery over his Zoan form, performing partial transformations at will, a skill unmatched unmatched by any other Zoan user. Ultimately, the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix grants extraordinary powers of flight, combat, and near invincibility through healing. While it has its limits, this Devil Fruit's versatility and regeneration place it amongst the greatest Devil Fruits, a title that it really deserves. Now we are getting close to the very top of our list as we have the Uo Uo no Mi model Ryu. This is a Devil Fruit that transforms its user into a colossal azure dragon. This Devil Fruit was wielded by Kaido, the king of beasts and the world's most powerful creature. This Devil Fruit demonstrates the very peak of what a mythical Zoan can achieve. The Uo Uo no Mi model Ryu grants abilities that seem almost limitless in scope. The user is able to transform into a full dragon or a hybrid dragon form, both enhancing strength, endurance, and sheer presence. As a dragon, the user can soar through the skies, their scales providing an unparalleled defense against even the strongest of attacks. The dragon form is also able to unleash torrents of flame, summoning lightning storms, and it can create wind blades. It can even conjure flame clouds, which Kaido used to hold up the entirety of Onigashima, a feat of strength and control that defies belief. However, the destructive potential of this Devil Fruit doesn't just end here. Kaido has summoned tornadoes, breathed fire capable of incinerating vast swaths of land, and even used his immense dragon body as a weapon to crush or sweep aside enemies. His hybrid form retains the power and durability of a dragon while allowing for greater agility and hand-to-hand combat capabilities. However, even this mighty Devil Fruit does not render its user invincible. Kaido's defeats at the hands of Odin and eventually Luffy prove that only the world's most powerful can challenge him. Nevertheless, the Uo Uo no Mi model Ryu brings its user dangerously close to godlike invulnerability. Now finally, we are wrapping up the list with perhaps the most overpowered Devil Fruit in all of existence, and this is the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika. This Devil Fruit was wielded by none other than Monkey D. Luffy, and it stands as a testament to the boundless creativity of Oda. Though originally mistaken as the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the fruit's true nature was revealed during the final battle of Wano. Even before this reveal, this Devil Fruit provided Luffy with rubber-like abilities, enabling him to stretch, bounce, and launch devastating attacks through his different gear transformations. With these powers alone, he had faced off against and had overcome some of the world's most powerful enemies. However, it was only against the Yonko Kaido where Luffy's abilities were pushed to their limit, which had enabled him to awaken the fruit's true potential. In Gear 5, Luffy embodies the sun god Nika, an almost mythical figure who is associated with joy, freedom, and liberation. His awakened form grants him reality-bending powers, allowing him to apply his rubbery properties to anything that he touches, even Kaido himself. Luffy is able to transform the environment into rubber, reflecting attacks and transforming the very laws of nature into a playground that is governed by cartoonish physics. This comical but yet horrifying power transforms battlefields into surreal scenes, with Luffy's boundless imagination as the only limiting factor. With Gear 5, Luffy's physical strength, resilience, and his inventiveness are pushed beyond comprehension as he becomes an unstoppable force of nature who is able to adapt and overcome any challenge. His only weakness appears to be the limited time that he can sustain the Gear 5 form, but given Luffy's track record of evolving past his limits, even this may become a non-issue. The Hito Hito no Mi model Nika combines unparalleled power with freedom and joy, making it not just the most formidable mythical Zoan, but also the most powerful Devil Fruit in all of One Piece in my opinion. So there we have it. This is my ranking of the most strongest Devil Fruits that have been revealed thus far. Given that more and more Devil Fruits are being revealed as One Piece reaches its end, there is no guarantee that this ranking won't quickly be superseded or even rendered irrelevant. Even at the time of making this video, we are awaiting the reveal of the legendary Devil Fruit of Prince Loki of Elbaf, who is rumored to have killed the previous king Harold. It is almost certain that Prince Loki's Devil Fruit will be something world-shaking and maybe even deserving of a place on this list. But yeah, if there's any Devil Fruits which you think deserve to be on this list, then let me know by continuing the discussion in the comments. I want to know your own personal lists of the strongest Devil Fruits within One Piece. Lastly, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next One Piece video.
If you enjoy my content, then you can support my channel through Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or even through YouTube by becoming a channel member. You will gain access to exclusive channel perks and a Discord server which I frequently use. So become a member of my Zero Division and be the first to know about my upcoming videos. And once again, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.